have one this month, right?
Oh,
Correct?
so you need to know when the next meeting is, right? In case we put anything over.
December.
14th, I think.
Is it the 9th or no?
Today is the 9th.
No, I'm looking at the wrong month.
December is the
14th?
14th, I think.
Yeah.
Second week.
Okay, you're all set? Good evening. This is the November 9th meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. First up, and you get to read the...
Okay. Appeal number 2017-060, Theodore Cluson, 25 Dolphin Way, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-17233, RA 40 zoning for your appeal for variances to and/or relief from the provisions of Chapter 301, Section 9A, 1A, where the deck was constructed in the front yard where accessory structures are not permitted.
Okay, you have your mailings, and
I do.
please, bring them up. Just give them right to it.
So the mailing receipts was the list that was required, and I even brought the signed things back. In addition to sending the letters out,
You got some notice from the neighbors?
I have a petition for people that couldn't be here that felt that they would be in favor of it, so, and that's more than the adjacent area.
Yeah, boss guy?
Yep,
Why?
retired from the base.
Okay.
Do you want me the pictures of the
We'll take
posting
it.
and all
We'll
that?
just put them in with the file.
There you go. There's a sample of the letter that I sent everybody.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go up to the podium, we'll swear you in.
All right.
You kindly raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name and your address.
Theodore Hewson, 25 Dolphin Way in Riverhead.
Okay, so tell us what you want to do there.
Well,
I've done.
we had like a box hedge right in front of our front porch, which was a pain in the neck to constantly trim, and I had water run off from the roof. So I thought, and it was getting into the basement, so I thought perhaps if I extended the front porch, we have a concrete roof over porch, and I thought maybe if I just extended the porch to our sidewalk, that would alleviate the water runoff, which it has. So that's why it was there, and it actually it makes the house look better and promotes neighborhood chatting and this and that, so it's a good thing.
Okay. We've been up there and seen it, so I don't think anybody on the board has any problems with it. Let's see if any neighbors here? Nobody?
Okay. I move that appeal 2017-60 Theodore Kukin at 25 Dolphin Way, Riverhead, tax map number 600-17-2-33, RA 40 zoning, for appeal for variances to and relief from the provisions of Chapter 301, Section 9A, 1A, where a deck was constructed in the front yard where accessory structures are not permitted, be granted in accordance with the application and sketches with the amendment thereto, if any, is filed with the building inspector.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Barnes, Ms. Worthington,
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook.
Aye.
And I vote aye. So your appeal is granted 2 weeks from now. Go to the building department and on with the process, and good luck.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate you coming out.
I didn't have much choice.
Neither do we.
You know what, you tried.
I thought you were gonna blame it on your wife. I'm disappointed.
Okay, that's all.
Appeal number 2017-063, James Earl, 15 Locust Road, Wading River, tax map number 600-27-3-691, RB 80 zoning for variances to and/or relief from the provisions of Chapter 301, Section 29A1C, where an accessory deck was constructed in the rear yard 11.8 feet from the rear street line, where the minimum required is 60 feet, and Chapter 301, Section 82, where the fence erected along the rear street line is 6 feet in height, where the maximum permitted is 4 feet.
Have your mailings? Please, bring them up.
So I have the receipts, that were mailed back to me, the affidavit of the posting, and then an example of the letter that I sent out.
Perfect. Just go right up to the podium, we'll swear you in, and off we go. If you kindly raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Kindly state your name and your address.
My name is James Earl. My home address now is 313 Riverside Drive, Riverhead, New York. The property in question is 15 Locust Road, Wading River, New York. So the home has an accessory deck built in the backyard that's been there for many years. I bought the house from my father 10 years ago. The deck was on there. I moved out of the house this past November, and I'm trying to rent the house. So I applied for a rental permit. At that time, I was told that there was no CO for the deck. And so I had to go through the variance board so that I could get that approved before I can get a building permit. So I have a letter of denial from the building department because of the variance. And then the way that the house sits, it's got a front yard and a backyard, which are both road frontage. So the backyard, we have a 6-foot privacy fence back there as well, which I was not aware of that code. So we're asking that we have the deck allowed, asking that the fence stays allowed so that I can go through and get the rental permit.
Well, I don't think you have 60 feet from the house to the back of the property,
No,
it's, yeah.
there's not 60 feet from the front of the property to the back.
Yeah, I was there this afternoon,
Yeah,
took a look at it,
okay.
so. It looks fine to me. I mean, you can only do so much with what you have, so.
I appreciate it.
Anybody on the board have anything to say?
No, sir.
Anybody out in the audience have anything to say? Nobody? Okay, let's have a reading.
Mr. Chairman, I move that appeal number 2017-063, James Earl, for variances to and relief from the provisions of Chapter 301, Section 29A1C, where an accessory deck was constructed in the rear yard 11.8 feet from the rear street line, where the minimum required is 60 feet, and Chapter 301, Section A2, where the fence erected along the rear street line is 6 feet in height, where the maximum permitted is 4 feet, be granted in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Second. All right, Mr. Barnes.
Aye.
Ms. Worthington.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook.
Aye.
And I vote ayes. Your appeal's been granted. In about 2 weeks from now, paperwork should be ready for you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck with everything.
Have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. You're on.
Appeal number 2017-064, Rot Camp Subdivision, 171 Deep Hole Road, Riverhead, tax map number 681-114 and 600-102-25.7, APC zoning, for variances to and/or relief from the provisions of Chapter 301, Section 39, where the proposed lot is 43,557 square feet, approximately 1 acre, where the minimum lot area is 80,000 square feet.
Evening, Mr.
Good
Danowski.
evening. I've handed up my affidavits of posting and mailings.
Thank you.
We've had to notify a great number of people because of the large nature of the agricultural area and the perimeter around it. And we've actually notified some additional people because we went beyond the LIPA land to one far end of the property. That being said, what has happened here is my clients purchased a farm with 2 tax bills and 2 Suffolk County tax map numbers back in 1999 from Teresa Kobolensky. At that time, the development rights had been sold off the large tract, and as with most owners of land at the time, they were reserved and kept out an acre of land for a potential house in the future. The Rotkamps got the 2 tax bills all these years and did some estate planning and deeded out the acre parcel to their son. Like many families, You don't mind giving the kid a lot, but you don't like to give them the whole farm right away. So, and they have more than one child, so it's not like you're going to say, give one child everything we have. So they did some estate planning, they deeded the property out. The son goes to build a house on the acre-sized parcel with a separate tax bill, and goes to the health department as he's required to do to build his home. And the health department says, we don't recognize the lot. And lo and behold, when you look at two tax bills, two parcels, you think you have two lots. In fact, the subdivision had not been accomplished. The reason we're before this board is that the town went and changed the zoning from 1 acre zoning to 2 acre zoning. So if they had filed for a subdivision prior to 2004 approximately, they wouldn't have to come to the zoning board of appeals as to the size of the potential lot. But because we're in a 2 acre zone now, we're asking for no great number of houses, one house for the son. The rest of the land has been sterilized in the sense development rights have been sold. No house can go on the 33 acres, but we have to go through a process where we go to the planning board as well as the zoning board of appeals. So the application here is to allow a variance so that we don't have a 2 acre lot, we have a 1 acre lot, because that's the only developable area that's left on the 2 parcels.
And you already been to the planning board?
We have been to the planning board. We had a public hearing before the planning board. They cannot write a decision until we come before this board and obtain a variance as to the area.
Board members, anybody have anything?
Nope.
There's some people here. Mr. Barnes? Anything?
I don't even think to this day, Peter, the county does, it doesn't require subdivision when they sell off development rights.
That is correct.
And that should have happened then, but
That is
it's
correct.
not their fault.
And quite frankly, you know, if you go back to the John Klein days when the program was first established, I think he was of an opinion that the parcelization created the lots. But after that, no one agreed with that, so
Yeah,
that's
it's
where
very
we're stuck.
confusing when you see two deeds out there, and you're like, what happened here?
Correct.
So, but anyway, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move appeal.
Well, hold on now. Anyone out in the audience have anything
I'm
to say?
sorry.
Nobody? Okay.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
That's all right.
I'd like to move appeal number 17-64, which is known as the Rock Camp Subdivision, 171 Depot Road, Riverhead, known as Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600, 81, 114, and 600, 102, 25.7, which is in the APZ zoning, for variances and/or relief from the provisions of Chapter 301, Section 39, where the proposed lot is under 43,560 square feet, where the minimum lot area is 80,000 square feet. Be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches and amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Second.
Mr. Barnes?
Aye.
Ms. Worthington?
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire?
Aye.
Mr. Seabrook?
Aye.
And I vote aye. So the appeal has been granted, and Mr. Danowski, you certainly know the process from here. So,
Thank you very much.
best of luck to
Good
Rock
night.
Camps.
Thank you.
All right, do we hear a motion?
I just want to say on behalf of my son, he also thanks you. Okay? And
Thank you,
That's
sir.
why he's out of town having
Good
fun
luck with everything.
somewhere.
Good night.
You too.
we-
Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting? What?
These guys out there?
You gentlemen here for anything else?
Sal's a neighbor.
What does it say, sir? What?
Come on up and we'll speak loud.
Yeah, well, we can't hear too good either.
What does the letter say?
Says Peter S. Dorosky Jr.
That was Danowski.
Yeah.
That was him.
That was him?
That was Peter.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the hearing we just had.
That was the hearing. They had to send letters out to everybody, letting them know there was going to be a hearing tonight.
Oh,
Are you
that's all.
okay?
okay, I'm okay with it.
Okay,
Okay.
Beautiful thing.
thanks very much.
Have a good night.
All right, do we hear a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting?
Mr. Chairman.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
All in
Second,
favor?
aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone. I am on the road to,
On the road again?
Be careful.
I will be very careful.
So, you're gonna be in DC tomorrow, so I can text you?
Yes,
Tell me when you're sitting by the wall.
I'll be Saturday.
Okay.
In case there's some departing.
That'll be there for the ceremony.
Listen, everybody, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You too, Frank.
Enjoy the turkey.
Bye, everyone.